I took the internet's favorite potato recipe and gave it my plant-based doctor twist. This is about to become your new obsession. I'm Dr. Tila and I absolutely love when food trends give me the perfect excuse to create something incredible. These smashed potatoes have been everywhere and I thought, what if we could make them even more amazing with some gorgeous Indian flavors? So today we're creating this stunning salad with a creamy hemp and Chana Dal dressing that's going to completely change how you think about plant protein. And stick around because I'm going to show you how whole foods can give you everything you need for your health and fitness goals. No complicated supplements needed. Okay, so let's get going with the dressing. So I've got some Chana Dal here, which I soaked for about 2 hours. You can actually do it overnight, but if it's a hot day, just make sure you change the water and just put some more cold water overnight so it doesn't start fermenting and sprouting. So we're gonna put that in to the blender. This is just to soften it. So you should soak it for at least 2 hours so that it blends nicely. And for those of you that don't know, I do coaching. Because of my experience as a chronic fatigue doctor, I see lots of patients that have these niggly symptoms like fatigue, headaches, not feeling right, not having energy, but they're told that nothing's been found on their blood tests, or they may have something and that's treated, but they still don't feel their best. And actually, lifestyle factors do play a great role. And I find that when we discuss nutrition especially, but as well as other lifestyle pillars such as exercise, sleep, then things get better. I'll give you an example. I had a client who saw me privately and was having this tummy pain which they couldn't explain. They did so many investigations and we had one coaching session and we mainly talked about nutrition because that's 90% of it. And guess what? Her pain got better. And I take a very individualized approach because that client didn't want to eat tofu because she didn't really like it. But we did focus on plant-based protein and it's just little tweaks. It's not huge overhauls of diet. You can keep to your traditional eating patterns. I also had another client who brought down his cholesterol points by 4. He also got his fatty liver disease in remission and went back to the weight he was in his 20s. He didn't have time to cook loads and had basic cooking skills. However, we just tweaked what he was eating. We didn't have to follow any complicated recipes and he got great results. Then I've got some hemp seeds. This will add extra protein, but it will also add some omega-3 fats, which are essential to bring down inflammation. The Chana Dal adds extra fibre, but it's actually a great source of iron and folate, for example. Okay, then we're gonna add some lemon juice. We've got 1 tablespoon of tamarind paste. Adjust this if you don't like sour flavors, but this is what gives it its Indian twist. I know it's used in other cultures as well. Let me know in the comments whether you use this in your culture. Then we're gonna add some fresh ginger, which I peeled and grated. I'm just gonna add probably this much. Do you like the way I've displayed this nicely for YouTube? I assure you, if you ask people at home, I'm not this neat. Anyway, I've got some green chilies here, that's optional. I've got some cumin seeds, some salt to taste, some mustard seeds, and some coriander powder. I've got a YouTube-worthy spoon as well. Look how posh it is. It's not practical, it's not big enough for anything. We add that in. And then we're just gonna add 2 dates. Next, we're going to add some water to blend this. You might have to add more depending on the consistency you achieve. It does thicken on standing, so you may need to add water later. I'm just gonna put this on the blender. I think you guys have a kick of seeing me mess this up all the time. You'd think after like 15 videos I know how to shut this thing. Yay. So that's done now. I'll show you how creamy that is. We're gonna set that aside and I'll show you how to do the tofu and the potatoes. The tofu is totally optional. So let's get going with the potatoes. I've got some baby potatoes here, which I've steamed. I did this for about 15 to 20 minutes until they were just done. You can add salt and turmeric to the water, but I prefer to do that afterwards so they get a nice coating. Now, potatoes get a really bad rep as well. People think that they're really bad for them because it contains carbs. Now, not all carbs are bad for you. Potatoes are whole foods. They contain fibre. They have potassium, for example, and vitamin C in them. And studies show it's the #1 satiating food. That means it keeps you fuller for longer. And if you cook your potatoes and put them in the fridge overnight, then it changes the molecular structure inside the potatoes. It increases the resistant starch. It's only by a little, but every little counts. And that means that it has a lower glycemic index. It raises your blood sugars much slower. So let's put that in. So I've got some salt to taste, some turmeric powder and some garlic powder. You can add whatever seasonings you like. I'm going to add some extra virgin olive oil. This is optional. It's good to use one in a dark bottle because that means it keeps its antioxidants, but use whatever brand you have. I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon. And this is to make sure the potatoes go crispy. Filippo Berio, you're getting some airtime, okay? Beats Chana. I'm cross at you, Chana. You haven't sponsored me yet. And we'll just give that a good mix. My mom's going to be scrutinizing the close-ups. Let's not get a close-up of the mixing. She'd be like, you haven't done it properly. Okay, so that's mixed to the best of my abilities. Let's get a tray and I'll show you how to smash these. This is the fun part. So I've got a parchment lined baking tray here. Before anyone asks if I reuse this from the bin, I've actually crumpled it up so that the parchment paper will stay more. So we'll put our potatoes on here. Call me vain, but I just don't want turmeric cans. And we'll spread this out. Smells amazing already. Now, because these are cold and out of the fridge, they might need a little bit of welly, but they should be easier if you warm them up. So you could warm them up for a bit if you wanted in the microwave, or use them straight after they're boiled and cool down a little so you don't burn yourself. So I've got a glass here. Anyone that lives in London, this is from Bobbert's store in Wembley before you ask me. It's the perfect size to smash this, but use whatever glass you have. So what we'll do is just put this on top of the potato lengthwise and then just smash it. Told you, you have to give it welly because they're cold, but you see? And we'll keep doing that. Oh, don't worry if they break up. That's the beauty of it. They'll get lovely and crispy. Have you tried one of these viral potato salads before? Let me know in the comments. And if you make this, tell me how it compares. Oh, that one was a big one. I just want to eat the potatoes and nothing else. And that's all smashed now. Let's get going with our tofu. So I was trying to get away with less washing up and use the same bowl, but I got told off for creating yellow tofu. So here's another bowl I have to wash up later. So I got 1 block of firm or extra firm tofu. Extra firm tofu actually has more protein in, but use whichever one you prefer. And I pressed it for half an hour to let all the moisture out. I've cubed it into 1 centimeter cubes, and I'm just going to put it in the bowl. So this is my marinade. I've got some nutritional yeast, some garam masala. I like to use pav bhaji masala, as you know. And then I've got some black pepper. Then I've got some soya sauce here. And we'll just give that a good mix. And just like the potatoes, we'll put this on a lined baking tray. Parchment lined baking tray, that's what I meant to say. This one's not crumpled up. I'll let you see the beauty of it and that I'm not stingy and I can afford baking paper. All right, let's put some tofu on. So the potatoes are gonna take 20 minutes at 220 Celsius, and the tofu will take less time. Because I don't want you faffing around with different temperatures and waiting for each ingredient, I would cook this as well at 220 Celsius, but for 10 minutes. So put the potatoes in first. When you're turning them halfway, then add the tofu. All right, so we'll put this in the oven now. So as you can see, the cooked components are done now. We've got our crispy potatoes here and we've got our tofu. As I said, the tofu is optional. The potatoes though, they are not optional. This is a potato salad, of course. Let's set that aside and let's get the rest of the salad, actually the nutritious bits, in as well. So I've got a large salad bowl here and we're going to put our greens in first as the base. Today I'm using spinach, but use whatever greens you like. It's good to mix them up because spinach contains oxalates, which can make it harder to absorb things like iron and calcium. However, they're still really nutritious to eat. My family are a bit fussy with rocket and kale, so spinach it is today, but as I said, add whatever you like. Then we're going to add some coriander. Now herbs count as greens as well, don't forget that. So we'll add some in now. And then we're going to add some chopped up mint leaves. We'll add in some brown lentils. This is just out of a can which I rinsed and drained, but you can prepare them if you want. I'm just a bit of a lazy cook. I can put this together in less than 40 minutes, so that's what we're using today. And I washed them thoroughly. My mum's hummus dabba again. See, I'm a good vegan. I keep all the stuff for the environment, you see. So we're gonna add the onions in. If you are avoiding onions because you're Swaminarayan, Jain, or don't get on with them with IBS, then that's fine. You can substitute this for celery or cut up bell pepper. And actually bell pepper will help absorb the iron from the greens and the lentils in here too. So pretend I added it in. Now all I have to do now is add in our dressing, put our tofu and potatoes on top as well. You can keep the components separate. So if you're having this throughout the week for lunches, then the salad doesn't get soggy. And as I said, the dressing can get thicker, so just add water to get it to the consistency you like. So I'll mix this and display this now. So this is a perfect way to serve it if you're having a picnic, for example, or a barbecue. Just put the potatoes and the tofu on top. A nice finishing touch is that you can sprinkle some chaat masala over this. Someone asked me what this is. It's a blend of spices that make things chatpata, and chatpata means to lick. It has notes of savory, tangy, sweet, and it's a blend of spices that you can buy from a South Asian store. If you don't have it, you can omit this. So there you have it, the internet's viral smashed potato salad with an Indian twist. I'm obsessed with how this turned out. The complete recipe is waiting for you at www.plantpromotingdoctor.com. And if you like this high protein Indian recipe, watch my playlist of similar videos for more viral recipes getting the plant-based doctor makeover. Let me know in the comments what's trending that you'd like me to tackle next. See you in the next video.